The top 5 exotic motorcycles of 2025. Big price tags, small numbers. 2025 Ducati Panigale V4 Tricolore Italia. While we're still waiting on the homologation spec R version of the latest generation Ducati superbike and hoping Borgo Panigale will produce a Superleggera version to boot, the Panigale V4 Tricolore Italia will satisfy our taste for Ducati Exotica until then. Based on the 2025 Panigale V4S, the Tricolore Italia is the classic limited edition Ducati, which is to say it's produced in limited numbers, 163 in this case, uses loads of up-spec hardware, and has jaw-dropping looks. The Bagnaia Gran Premio d'Italia livery is in honor of the two-time MotoGP champion's 2024 victory in Mugello, which coincided with Italy's Republic Day, an occasion Ducati marked by wrapping its factory GP24s in the colors of Italy's national sports teams. Bagnaia's teammate, Enea Bastianini, hailing from Rimini on the Adriatic coast, also finished second on that June day in Tuscany. Having witnessed firsthand Bagnaia's victory at Mugello in 2023, I can attest that the atmosphere created by legions of Italian fans made it feel like a moment of national importance. Only 163 examples have been produced, each sporting Francesco Bagnaia's signature on the tank. The Tricolore Italia also includes a host of up-spec parts, including an Alcantara seat, a dry clutch, an individually numbered billet aluminum triple clamp, and an uprated Brembo braking package that uses GP4 Sport Production anodized calipers and an MCS 19.21 master cylinder with remote adjuster. Carbon fiber wheels drop unsprung mass, and a liberal dash of carbon fiber parts completes the unobtainium look. Ducati claims the Tricolore Italia's Desmosedici Stradale engine produces 209 HP at 12,750 RPM and 89.5 lb/ft of torque at 11,250 RPM. Aside from the inherent value of all the trick hardware and the appeal of the Panigale's radical performance, the Tricolore Italia may become cherished because it commemorates a specific day, a specific race, a historic time in which Ducati was at the panacea of its Grand Prix racing success. The significance of Ducati's current domination is certainly not lost on those of us who love Grand Prix motorcycle racing. With the Tricolore Italia, well-heeled Ducatisti can own a facsimile of that history. 2025 Harley-Davidson CVO Road Glide RR. We thought the CVO Road Glide ST was the blue ribbon hog of the motor company's bagger lineup, but then Harley-Davidson released the CVO Road Glide RR. Those two post-nominal letters are rife with meaning to sport bike fans, and they're a real statement of intent from HD. Harley didn't just borrow the RR from the sport bike world, it embarked down the same development path that's created generations of race replica sport bikes. Yes, the RG-RR is born from the racetrack. The RR uses a Screamin' Eagle 131 engine that produces a claimed 153 HP at 5750 RPM and 150 lb/EFT of torque at 4750 RPM, making it the most powerful Milwaukee 8 to ever be put in a production model. Hop-up parts include, but are not limited to, ported cylinder heads, high-lift cams, a race-inspired intake, a billet aluminum clutch basket, and a full titanium Akrapovic exhaust. Like the best exotic sport bikes, the RR uses up-spec braking and suspension components, including inverted 43mm Erlins FGR 253 forks, dual Screamin' Eagle Erlins shocks, and Brembo GP4 RX front calipers. The suspension boosts ride height by 2 inches, enabling deeper lean angles, 36 degrees on the right, 35 degrees on the left, before hard parts drag. The swing arm, clearly resembling that of the factory race bike, is machined from a 220-pound block of aluminum and whittled down to a skeletal 18 pounds. It's a shame it's hidden behind the bags because it's a thing of beauty. Due to all the changes and the extensive use of billet and carbon fiber parts, HD managed to bring weight down to a claimed 750 pounds, shipped 50 pounds less than the CVO Road Glide ST. The RR has a top-end audio system despite its performance bent, and features a full suite of electronic rider aids. As with all CVO models, the RR sports a killer paint job, this time inspired by the KOTB factory race bikes. The CVO Road Glide RR costs $110,000. Only 131 units will be produced. Bimota H2 TC. What's exotic about the Bimota H2 TC? What isn't? Start with its provenance, move on to the hub center steering, then the supercharged engine and the trick components. Finally, consider the exclusivity of owning a motorcycle produced in tiny numbers in the first place and imported to the US in an even tinier quantity. Kawasaki acquired a 49% share of the historic Rimini-based brand in 2019, giving it both financial security and access to a panoply of tried and tested parts, including the supercharged inline-4 engine that powers the H2 TC. That engine produces a claimed 231 HP at 11,500 RPM and 104.5 lb/ft of torque at 11,000 RPM, which is, there's no other way to say it, insane. This is a road-legal motorcycle, mind. The original Kawasaki-powered Bimota, the 1979 KB1, used the KZ1000's engine, wiring loom, instruments, and headlamp. Much of the parts you'd really want thoroughly vetted for mass production, and put them in a bespoke chassis, complete with magnesium wheels, Marzocchi forks, and radical bodywork. Decades later, that formula is pretty much unchanged in the H2 TZ. Center hub steering is the signature of Bimota's TZ model line, the first prototype of which was unveiled at the Milan show in 1984. TC means thesis in Italian, and it's a fitting name for a technology that offers several benefits compared to conventional telescopic forks: rigidity, and inherent anti-dive character, chief among them. The H2 TC uses billet aluminum hot carbon fiber swing arms bolted to both sides of the engine and connected to Öhlins shocks, the effect of which is to separate the forces of braking, suspension, and steering, thereby minimizing fork dive under hard braking and eliminating the stiction of a telescopic fork. The liberal use of carbon fiber, including a carbon fiber subframe, contribute to a ready-to-ride weight of 456 pounds, claimed, which is close to 70 pounds lighter than the stock Kawasaki H2. Its carbon fiber bodywork is unique, if not beautiful, but it's that billet swing arm up front that steals the show. Kawasaki H2R ABS. The Kawasaki H2R produces a claimed 321.5 HP, not a typo, at 14,000 RPM and 121.5 lb/ft of torque at 12,500 RPM. While the standard H2 and the Bimota H2 TC make do with less than 250 HP, the R gets fully boosted for complete lunacy. The H2R isn't street legal, which means you're not going to see one anywhere other than at a rich dude track day at like Ascari. That horsepower figure makes all the other good stuff irrelevant from a barroom bragging point of view. The H2R has an Öhlins TTX 36 shock, Brembo-style McCalipers, a Bosch IMU, blah blah blah. Who cares when there's 321 HP? Ultimately, exotic isn't an appellation we typically apply to a Kawasaki, but the H2R proves that all other metrics of exoticism bow down to big horsepower. Compared to the signature of a world champion or a Made in Italy sticker, obscene horsepower in the service of exclusivity may come across as a bit crass, which makes it all the cooler. Like parking a fire-breathing Hellcat next to a vintage Bentley at the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance. Sign us up and throw in a track day at Ascari while you're at it. MV Agusta Superveloce 1000 Serie Oro. The Serie Oro, Gold Series denomination, holds a special place in the hearts of MV Agusta fans, not just for the limited production, high-spec configuration the name implies, but because it represents a landmark in the history of MV Agusta. The 750 F4 Serie Oro, unveiled at the Milan show in 1997, was the first motorcycle produced by MV Agusta since it was resurrected by Claudio Castiglioni and Cagiva. Designed by Massimo Tamburini, one of the founders of Bimota and the designer of the Ducati 916, the 750 F4 established the revived brand's identity as a builder of performance-oriented and extravagantly beautiful motorcycles. The Superveloce 1000 Serie Oro carries on Tamburini's legacy and nods to MV's racing past, pushing the marriage of retro and modern styling further than most OEMs would have the brass to do. The Super Veloce 1000 uses a 998cc inline-4 with radial valve arrangement, titanium valves, and forged titanium connecting rods, producing a claimed 208 HP at 13,000 RPM and 86 lb-ft of torque at 11,000 RPM. A steel trellis frame is bolted to aluminum side plates and connects to a single-sided swing arm, in the same style as the original 750 F4. Up-spec parts include electronically adjustable Öhlins suspension and Brembo Stylema calipers. The extensive use of carbon fiber includes ultra-trick forged carbon fiber. MV Agusta's Super Veloce 1000 Serie Oro is available in 500 numbered units. If racing heritage and even greater exclusivity is a draw, check out the Super Veloce 1000 Ago, a tribute to the great Giacomo Agostini. Limited to just 83 units, the Ago commemorates the 15-time world champion's 83rd birthday. Aprilia RS 250 SP. How can a single-cylinder motorcycle producing 30 HP and costing less than $12,000 be exotic, when it's a mini GP bike from Aprilia? The Aprilia RS 250 SP was developed for the FMI, Italian Motorcycle Federation, Aprilia Sport Production Championship. The championship, for boys and girls aged 11 and up, is a spec championship meant to develop the next generation of Italian talent. The RS 250 SP was designed to be an affordable alternative to high-cost Moto3 motorcycles. As such, it uses a carbureted, 4-valve, 4-stroke single. Proper race components include a single Brembo M50 caliper in the front and fully adjustable Andriani forks and an Öhlins rear shock. Weighing just a claimed 231 pounds, it's more than 100 pounds lighter than a KTM RC390, a motorcycle which needs quite a bit of fettling to be truly track-worthy. The RS 250 SP is a proper, small-capacity, everyman's race bike. Sure, it's not for everyone, but it's undeniably cool. Maybe it's just that some of us never got our fix for the old two-stroke RS 250 that populated our prepubescent dreams of speed. Imported by Ovale USA, your boy racer dreams are just a phone call away.